Well, hello. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome. Come. It's nice to have you here. It's, what is it? Is it Monday night? Yeah, it's Monday. And it's about 20 past 9. And I'm recording BOBCAST for the first time in June. June is bursting out all over. Dee 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 dee. Can't remember what that's from. Is it from Carousel? I can't remember. Anyhow, June is bursting out all over, and actually, I know the feeling. It's the coronavirus tons, isn't it? And the way we're all feeling. Anyhow, it's Bobcast. It's Monday, the 1st of June, and I'm delighted to be with you. Trying to make so I've got to be careful because I spilt some lunch, or it may have been lunch, it may have been dinner, it may have been afternoon tea. I have no idea. Spilt something down my shirt, and it was recommended to me that I go and change it earlier on today, but I kept forgetting. So, anyhow, it's been good. I've had a rather nice later on part of this evening. We had tea in the garden, sausages, coleslaw, which was very nice. I like a bit of coleslaw. And I might talk about coleslaw later on, you never know. And what else? What else do we have? Rolling some cucumber. And then I went and sat in one of, we've got these La Fuma chairs, which are zero gravity chairs, and you lie in them and you can rock all the way back. And it doesn't matter whether you're a skinny malink or a porker like me, you can rock all the way back, or not rock, but you can lie in almost any position. And they are fabulous. They're so comfy. So I went out and I had a little seat in one of those after tea. Isla sat on my knee. The sun was shining, the garden was looking beautiful, and it was just magnificent. And I'm just noticing, looking at my forehead, although I did put lots of cream on, I've obviously just caught the sun a little bit there, sort of two, rather like, it's as if I've got two false eyes in there, do you know what I mean? Maybe someone's looking at my brain. It could be the hair, of course, which is now definitely getting long. It's, I'm not sure what to do with it. We did get the clippers, by the way. One or two people have been saying to me, what about the hair clippers, Bob? Well, we did get them. They came from China, and they arrived last week because they're dog clippers. They're not human clippers. I just thought, I'll just go woof over them. Yeah, we haven't used them yet. So I don't think I'm convinced. I think me with the sort of shaved head. I don't know if any of you out there have done it. I know people do it for charity, and I admire them, but I'm always a bit careful about my head, really. I'm careful about all my body parts. My most reliable part of my body, my most reliable body part, is my fingers. Yep, renowned. I can always count on them. Dear oh dear, that was a long way to get to that particular joke, wasn't it? Anyway, I've got to tell you that I used to be a member of a secret cookery society, but I've been kicked out because I spilt the beans. So, talking of beans, after I'd had my little rest in the garden, a friend said to me, by the way, Bob, you remind me of a ketchup bottle. I said, I'll take that as a condiment. A bit of vinegar there. Talking of beans, after my little rest in the garden, I had a rather nice time because I watched Inside the Factory, and this was really clever. You know, people criticise the BBC and criticise things, but they've taken a programme they showed 3 years ago, put Greg Wallace making a few questions, asking somebody what they're doing now, and re-shown that programme, but made it look like a completely new one. And this was the Heinz Beans factory. So I was thinking about poetry, and I thought, Heinz beans are good for the heart, so the more you eat, and I just couldn't get any further. The wind went completely out of me. I don't know why. So this program was all about how they make Heinz beans, the haricot beans that come in, and the simple haricot bean, billions of them, 247 on average in each tin. So if you find yourself losing the will to live, then get your tin of beans, open it, and count the beans in it. And there should be an average of 247 in each tin from Heinz. It was very interesting just watching how they do it. And of course, they're called baked beans. They're not baked at all. They're steamed. And steamed in the can. So the can is made, you get the beans and they're sort of reconstituted and water comes in, and then there are various things done to them. And then they're put in the can, which is made on the premises. And they showed some incredible pictures of the Tata Steelworks in Port Talbot, which I think is still open. I'm hoping it's still open, but I know it's always been under a bit of risk. It was a really good program, and I'm not a great Greg Wallace fan because he shouts all the time, says, "What are you doing here?" Just gets right up my nose. But it was good, so I commend it to you. And the thing that was interesting was they were talking about Canning, which I thought was a part of London, but that's a different town altogether. They were talking about Canning, and they were saying that things maintain their nutrition. So they tested some fresh tomatoes and some canned tomatoes, exactly the same nutritional value in them, and vitamins value, because the fresh tomatoes have been grown somewhere and then transported all over. The tin tomatoes have been sort of put in the can immediately. They also produced a 45-year-old tin of, it looks like silled, or is it slid? I can't remember what that fish is called. Anyhow, it was tin fish. John West, John West tin fish, and 45 years old, and they opened it, and it was as fresh today as it was when they went in the tins 45 years ago. So that sounds like a big plug, but you know, if you've got BBC iPlayer or whatever, watch that Inside the Factory. It was very good indeed. I was a bit disappointed that one of the Russian acrobats in my human pyramid team has been injured, and now we don't have a leg to stand on, which is a bit of a blow. So, you know, I've been talking about beans. I used to work in a nut farm. Yeah, I mean, the conditions were great, but the salary was just peanuts. Not good at all. I could do more food puns, if you like. I like sausage puns, particularly German sausage puns, because they are the worst. There is no doubt about it. So talking of poetry and food, have a little listen to this. This is by a guy called Peter Dixon, who I must admit I don't know. And it's called Teabag. You'd almost think this was planned, wouldn't you? I'd like to be a teabag and stay at home all day and talk to other teabags in a teabag sort of way. I'd love to be a teabag and lie in a little box and never have to wash my face or change my dirty socks. I'd like to be a Tetley teabag, an Earl Grey one perhaps, and doze all day and lie around with Earl Grey type of chaps. I wouldn't have to do a thing, no homework, jobs or chores, just lie inside a comfy box of tea bags and their snores. I wouldn't have to do exams, I needn't tidy rooms, or sweep the floor or feed the cat, or wash up all the spoons. I wouldn't have to do a thing, a life of bliss, you see, except that once in all my life, I'd make a cup of tea. That's Peter Dixon, born in 1937. Don't know very much about him, but the poem was called The Teabag, and I did rather like that. So, anyhow, apart from that, day's been pretty good, and socially distancing people around, or somebody around, which was as it should be. Lost telephone calls, and there we are. I think the weather's going to change. I think it's going to be a bit cooler, so that's one of the good reasons for getting out there today. Dogs are fine. I'm pretty good. And have you heard of Murphy's Law? Yes. What is it? If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Ah, right. Have you heard of coleslaw? No, what is it? It's thinly sliced cabbage. I told you there would be a coleslaw comment. I told you there would be something funny in there about coleslaw, didn't I? And you didn't believe me. You didn't believe me at all. But there it was. Would I let you down? So, take care of yourselves. And I've realised, gosh, I'm an idiot. I've lost my prayer. No, I haven't. It's here. And today I've been praying for, and I've been doing quite a lot of praying today because it's an important thing to do. And I've been praying for the people who are really struggling emotionally at the moment. A lot of people feel very down. And it was Mental Health Awareness Week a couple of weeks ago. And feeling down isn't necessarily about mental health, but it's all similar. And I want to say to you, if you are feeling down, if you're feeling emotional, you're not alone. There's a lot of us feeling like that. I must admit, I'm quite lucky at the moment. I'm not too bad. But there are people who are really struggling, and some of the ones I'm talking to. So I'm praying for you and thanking God for you because you're special. And I'm just hoping that you could have the courage to talk to someone. So I think what I want to say today is, if you think, actually, I haven't heard from so-and-so for a bit, why don't you give them a ring? Have a chat with them. Send them a card. Write them a letter. Drop them a text. Send them a WhatsApp. All these modern things. But I think that whole thing about communication's important. So if you are feeling down, then today I'm praying particularly for you. I'm praying God's blessing upon you because it's a hard place to be. And, I hope we all come through it. There are people who say it's just a state of mind. No, it's not. No, definitely not. So watch thou, dear Lord, with those who wake or watch or weep tonight, and give your angels charge over those who sleep. Tend your sick ones, Lord Christ. Rest your weary ones. Bless your dying ones. Soothe your suffering ones. Pity your afflicted ones. Shield your joyous ones. And all for your love's sake. I pray tonight that God will bless you, will keep you, will remind you just how much God loves you, will challenge you, will excite you, will guide you, and will inspire you. And remember, you will sing again, you will dance again, and we will go out in the streets again, but just not for a wee bit. But we'll get there. So take care, my loves. God bless you. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I just saw someone trip carrying a huge laundry basket full of clothes. I just watched it all unfold in front of me. Bye.